Yeah, I feel good. I tweaked my hammy a little bit on that second 40. Probably why I slipped coming out of that break on that one route. But other than that, I feel great. It's the best I felt.
So what kind of feedback did you get?
A lot more impressed than they expected coming in here. If that makes sense. They said they make evaluations based on in-season and post-season. And they said what I did today sort of crushed their expectations for what they expected of me.
So did you want to have that? Were you not happy with it?
I wish I could have gotten a little higher on the vert. 29 and a half. And then I sort of got a little tired towards the end of my bench. Probably, the way I was feeling going into it, I probably could have gotten 20 and then slipped coming out of a break on one of my routes.
Brian, any teams in particular that are showing interest that you're talking to?
Just trying to hope I get an opportunity somewhere. To me, it doesn't really matter where I get as long as I get an opportunity to go out there and compete.
You said that you crushed their expectations. What do you think you did well today?
I don't think people were really expecting me to break 5 on 40, to be honest with you. People around here just think I'm slow, think I'm a little sluggish, think every time I get the ball, they're like, oh, what are we doing? That was my goal for the day, was to make people believe if I can do something with the ball, make people believe I've got a little bit of speed behind me and agility, and I think I did well today.
What was that like catching passes from Blake again with teammates?
We've been working all week together, trying to just get that rhythm back together. Obviously, he's been working, trying out new things in his motion and then with his steps. Just to get back in that rhythm again this week felt good.
What's your opinion of Blake at that next level? I mean, we saw him obviously catching some passes himself, with running backs and stuff. What's your opinion of him as a passer?
I think as a passer, he proved this year that he's adaptable to learning a new offense quick and having success with it. I mean, obviously, in his first season in a brand new offense to us, he crushed it. Set records this year, and he can just adapt anywhere he goes. He's a quick learner. I think he's proving that he's got the arm strength and the accuracy to compete at that next level.
So what did teams say they would about you, the potential special teams?
Right now it's sort of just be that guy that can back up somebody, provide help on special teams, just sort of be an extra blocker out there. Sort of a dying breed of the Y tight end, just trying to go out there and find a role as that on somebody's team.
What did you measure?
I was 6'6" and 5'8" and 262.
How does working under Saban during the season, during your career, how does that help you prepare for moments like this, physically, mentally?
I think the biggest part was mentally, just the preparation. We've done a mock pro day before, and I had a lot of anxiety going into it. I didn't run well on my 40, didn't do good on anything else, so I just had a lot of anxiety going into it. And it was sort of like all those situations Coach Saban puts us in during the week, 2-minute drill, third down situations, just all these situations he puts us through for the week to prepare us for the game. Sort of that was the mentality I took going up into this whole training process, was putting myself in the situations, getting aware of the surroundings. Started training here for a while just so I could envision that same, looking at the same things, and it really helped out a lot.
So what do you think you can bring to it, especially in terms of bench or 40 that you saw in protocol?
No, I didn't really get an opportunity to pay attention to other guys, and that sounds a little selfish, but I was just trying to, focus in on me and what I had to do today.
What do you think you can bring to it?
I think I can bring somebody that can come in and help the run game as a blocker, but somebody that's not one-dimensional, somebody that can be a threat in the red zone, just potentially not be that guy or person second, or not be that guy that is going to be an all-around pass catcher, but somebody that has capability of doing it.
In your mind, anything about a round or a number or what?
I don't want to really listen too much to that. I mean, it's the exact same thing as hearing a star in high school. I mean, you got guys who 3-star, 4-star, it doesn't really matter. Once you get there is all that matters. I don't really care where I go, like what round I fall in, as long as I get the opportunity.
What do you expect from this team next year for Alabama?
Obviously, same thing each and every year, creating a new identity. Obviously, you got another quarterback competition. Derek's sort of taking the reins as the running back. My biggest interest is seeing Kenyon, with that chip on his shoulder that he has, just missing all last year. He's such a dynamic player. I think the strong point is going to be the defensive line. Wow. And then obviously, my biggest hope is that OJ gets a lot more opportunities in the passing game. He's an unbelievable athlete and just way too big of a guy and way too fast of a guy to not get more opportunities.
Kind
Nick
of
said he was happy with the leadership. But from what you've seen so far from this team as it starts spring practice, who's the leaders that you kind of envision stepping up?
I see Ryan Kelly stepping up big time. We tried to force him into that role towards the end of the year, knowing, get used to it now, and then your opportunity is going to come. I see a guy like Dylan Lee stepping up into that role. He's a guy who's had a lot of trial and error through this program. He's been through the ringer, and he sees guys going down the wrong path.